Welcome to the New Rugged Order podcast, exclusively on the Hard Knock Digital Culture channel. Now give it up to your host people, MM2K.
What's up, people? What's up, people? What's up, people? It is your boy, MM2K of PNTS Networks, Geeks, Hard Knock Digital Culture, back again with another episode of In a Row Podcast. This is episode 40. Man, oh man, oh man, we got a great episode lined up for you. We're going to be talking about Xbox console sales, PlayStation Portal, Black Friday sales, Steam prices going up, and we're going to be kicking the show off with some breaking news, Ubisoft and game ads. But before we get into all that, let me introduce to you the co-host. Yes, now co-host, not chat lurker and MM2K hater, but no, co-host of In a Row Podcast, our good friend Cold Blood Sensei. Cold Blood, how you doing today, brother?
Very good, very good. Ready to talk about Xbox being dog shit again.
Well, I know that's what you want to talk about, Cold Blood, but this show is here to talk about Xbox, PlayStation, and all of the AAA gaming titles, publishers, and stuff like that that are competing in this genre-defining AAA gaming space. And unfortunately, at this point in time, some of us may be resigned to the fact that Xbox is dog shit. No, I'm not going to say that. I'm just joking. Xbox is whatever it is to you. If you like it, we love it. But yeah, Xbox is seeing some issues, man, in some spaces, and we're going to talk about that. But before we get into all that, let's talk about what we've been doing in gaming this week. Cold Blood, what have you been playing this week, brother?
Oh man, on the weekend I platinumed Star Ocean.
Oh, word. Okay.
Yeah. A very great game. I would recommend anybody to play that.
What's your initial score out of 10 you would get a game?
Well, if the story was a little bit better, with the villains, I'd say a 9.
Oh, wow.
But because the villains are kind of just there at the end and not really doing much the whole game, it's about an 8.5, I guess.
Ooh. Well, that's not bad. That's not bad, man. 8.5 ain't bad. That's a game worth getting.
Yeah,
Shit.
because the gameplay is great, very great.
Cool.
It's
cool.
just everything else is holding it back. Like I said, the story. This is what's holding most JRPGs back. Let's be honest here.
Yeah. True. Yeah, in a game, an RPG like that, you got to have a good story. I mean, all the other gameplay stuff. I know me and you don't always agree in that aspect, but I'm totally with you 1,000% there when it comes to RPGs. A game like Star Ocean, like the story's got to be there, and when it's not there, that definitely is a problem. Hold on, let me see. I'm trying to post. Publish. Did I put that in the right place? I guess so. I'm just publishing, letting everybody know that we're live. Let everybody know that we're live. Do us a huge favor if you're watching this live or on demand over on YouTube at Geeks Crew. And if you're watching this live and you're like, oh, what are you talking about? Yes, we have a YouTube channel. Go over to Geeks Crew over on YouTube. It's spelled GEIXCREW, and you'll find us there. Cold Blood, man, when we gonna get you to do some we want to see you stream this shit too, man. You play more games, I think, more than any of us here. When we gonna get you to start streaming some games here, man?
Dude, just let me know. I can do something.
Speaking of you playing games way more than all of us here, you've had some time with the PlayStation Portal. We're gonna get into that. That's been a big controversy and stuff like that. Microsoft consoles have been plummeting, and we're talking about Sony lawsuits instead. And but let's kick it all off, brother. Well, I've been playing Cyberpunk 2077 for those of you that have been interested. We're gonna kick it all off with Ubisoft. There is one more thing I forgot. I do need to do this. This is our website, PNTS Network. This is the site that hosts all of our content. Definitely go and check it out. Our NRO podcasts, VODs are there, and all of our content, geek stuff is coming as well. Definitely join us over there, and you can join me over there and see my gaming content with all my pages and stuff like that. And when I go live on Twitch, all that stuff is there as well, as you can see that here. Again, Geeks content is coming. All right. With all that said, screw that. Let's talk about this, brother. Ubisoft. Wow, man. they got some in-game ads happening. Go ahead.
The video.
Show the video. All right, let's do this.
Yeah.
I'm going to take your tweet, and while I'm doing that, you want to talk a little bit about what's going on here, and I'll just follow up with you.
Well, what is going on is that Ubisoft is trying to be a mobile developer, I guess. Having ads literally in their AAA games,
Yeah.
just out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Like, come on, man. Even if you do it at the start of a game, yeah, it's so egregious, yeah. But you doing it right in the gameplay? Oh no. No. That is a step too far, in my opinion.
Yeah. I'm looking at this shit, and this is coming from a tweet that says Ubisoft now interrupts gameplay with pop-up ads. Now, Cold Blood, they did say, Ubisoft responded, and they did say that this was a mistake. What do you think about that?
Are they serious? A mistake?
Yeah.
Nah, buddy, that was no mistake.
Yeah.
They just thought they get away with it.
Mm-hmm.
But people immediately called them out on it, and now it's a mistake all of a sudden.
Yeah. That's crazy.
That's some bullshit.
How does a mistake like that happen? You know what I mean? That's my question. Like, how do you, like, if it's a mistake, yeah, you have to code for the shit. I mean, an in-game ad to pop up during gameplay. That is, how does that code come about as a mistake? Was someone sleepwalking and coding this shit or something? Like, help me understand. So
they're not gonna help you understand that.
You know what?
They don't want the smoke. Trust me.
Yeah. I mean, look, and you battle me all the time on this, and this is another moment where MM2K has to say, Cold Blood, you're right. You battle me all the time on this, as Ubisoft being real shitty, and I happen to like them. You know, maybe I like shit. I don't know. Ugh, it's gross. Doesn't sound right. But pause. But they're real shitty, and they have shitty practices. And I've seen this before. Like, they've tried to price things a certain way, and then when they got called out on it, oh no, that was a mistake. Like, no, these are not mistakes. This is you doing something and just sitting back and watching and seeing what the reception is. And if the reception is too sharp, then you like pull the reset button on. Oh, no, we're sorry. But had we not said anything about this, this would have went further. You know what I mean? So, I don't know, man. Like, you had some comments in our discussion. I mean, we'll close this out with this. What do you think was the inspiration for this, and what do you think this means for the future of gaming?
The inspiration for it is very low sales compared to 10 years ago when Ubisoft actually made great games.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
This PS4, Xbox One era really destroyed Ubisoft's image.
Yeah.
To a point where I'm just like, nah. Hell no, I'm gonna buy another game day one from them.
Yeah.
Even at a deep discount, it's a hard ask from me, yeah? You better put that shit in Ubisoft Classics or PS Plus or something. I don't know.
Well, that's the thing. Yeah, go ahead.
I don't see the value in their games anymore. You know?
Yeah.
Like, okay, maybe this Star Wars game is gonna be an exception, yeah?
Uh-huh.
But in 10 years, to have one game that is an exception is just ridiculous.
Well, what did you think about Valhalla and Odyssey? You didn't like them? You didn't think those were exceptional?
No.
Okay.
I tried Valhalla and I was immediately bored.
Yeah, me too. I ain't gonna front. I loved Odyssey. Don't get me wrong. I loved Odyssey. But I'm not enthralled with Valhalla. I think what's happened with Ubisoft, which me and you differ on this point, but I think we end up in the right spot. I think Ubisoft has put too much focus on games as a service. And me personally, I like when all this was happening, because I love big worlds and things like that. I love that attempt, because to me, if you got these big worlds that I can play for thousands of hours, then I don't mind. But let me know Nah, this I gotta ignore that. But if you can't do it right, if you can't add enough content, or if it doesn't feel enticing, then maybe you need to reshift your focus, because the games were better, like Ghost Recon Modern Warfare and Ghost Recon originally, and Rainbow Six. When you weren't so focused on games as a service, your games were better. They were critically acclaimed. And now they're still popular. They're still generating money, but you're not reaching your milestones, and you're like the laughing stock a lot of times of the greater hardcore gaming community. That's my thoughts. That's when I think that they kind of fell under. When do you think that they started losing their luster?
With Watch Dogs 1.
Okay.
That was the that was the first signs of Ubisoft starting to get lazy.
Yeah. Okay. Gotcha. Yeah. No, I think that's a great point. That is a great point. Yep. Yeah. And I love Division 2. I think, me personally, but that's just Massive. That's not necessarily Ubisoft. I think Massive is great. But yeah, I agree with you. They're starting to lose their luster. So, and because of that, now they're trying to do shit like this. So, not good at all. All right, y'all. So yeah, that was our quick hit news item of the day. Not a good look. Gamers, I personally feel that Ubisoft saw Microsoft do this shit with Modern Warfare. And I think what they saw was, oh, wow, there's a lot of people defending this. Let's give this a try and see if we can get away with it. And I don't think they don't understand that the people the people that were defending this have an agenda with Microsoft, with Xbox. They get creamy knuckled every time Phil Spencer winks an eye or bats an eyelash on video or something like that. Ubisoft, you don't have that same fanfare. Like, you can't get away with shit like this. Like, even your biggest followers, they beat you to a pulp anytime they can. So, all right, well, that's that topic. Let's move on to our next topic, which is man, oh man, Xbox. Xbox is one more thing too. You want to catch us on Geeks? If you don't already know, check us out on Geeks over on Twitch. There it goes right there. There we go. All right, enough with that. Now let's go to our topic. Xbox is... Oh, hold on. Xbox is not doing well console-wise in Europe. And let me see here. So
actually, nowhere in the world.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah, they're getting their ass handed to them all over the globe. But despite that, we're hearing this rhetoric, cold blood, of, oh, you just wait. See, y'all think just because they're not selling consoles that Xbox is in trouble. You just wait, because when Xbox releases its quarterly numbers next quarter, you won't be laughing because they're going to be making so much money. And that's not true. Why do I say that's not true? Hold on. Oh, God. I'm pressing the wrong thing here. Let's do this. Because of this. People are confusing two critical things. Microsoft, in October of this year, did a reorg of its gaming division. So it's no longer known as Windows Gaming, it's Microsoft Gaming. And it's set up under a new hierarchy, and this is the hierarchy. It is Phil Spencer as the head. So he's no longer the CEO of Windows Gaming. He's now the CEO. These stupid ass ads. He's the CEO of Microsoft Gaming. And under Microsoft Gaming, it encompasses all their shit that they're doing under gaming. The Xbox Studios, what was formerly known as Xbox Studios, is now Game Content and Studios, which is under Matt.
With all these people, who they are?
Yep.
I don't know who these other people are besides Matt Booty, Sarah Bond, and Phil.
Well, this Game Informer link has a very great follow-up and detail of what it is at a high level these people do. And think of it cold blood as like Sony. Sony has SIE, which encompasses PlayStation, but then Sony does other shit too in gaming. Like they have mobile games. Sony even owns some arcade games, but that's not tethered to PlayStation. So what people don't understand is that everything under Microsoft Gaming, like you allude, is not tethered to Xbox. So you can have a world where Microsoft Gaming is killing it and Xbox is failing. Just because Microsoft Gaming is doing well, that doesn't mean that Xbox is doing well. And why does that matter? Because the overwhelming majority of you guys that cap for Xbox and praise Xbox versus Sony or versus PlayStation, you do it through the Xbox ecosystem. You either own an Xbox or you're embedded in Game Pass. And when you look at Xbox and Game Pass isn't reaching its milestones, right? Like the only growth that it's seeing is in PC, and that growth that it's seeing in PC isn't enough. And the growth that Xbox is seeing definitely isn't enough, right? So when y'all sit there and say, wait till next quarter, wait until Microsoft Gaming shows its numbers, that doesn't really equate to Game Pass in Xbox. Because if Xbox and Game Pass doesn't do well or don't do well, something might have to change. It's not sustainable. Like we got Matt Booty here, president of Game and Content Studios, what was formerly Xbox Game Studios. We have Sarah Bond. She's the only mofo here that has Xbox under her name. And Sarah Bond is now in charge of Xbox. She's the president of Xbox, which is Game Pass, which is the ecosystem that compromises of Game Pass, wherever Game Pass is at, the service, and the Xbox console. That's basically it. And then they're going to be working with content creators and shit like that. But everything else is like Microsoft. Dave McCarthy, the COO of Microsoft Gaming, the chief marketing officer, the CMO of Microsoft Gaming, the consumer sales officer of Microsoft Gaming. Bobby Kotick is the CEO of Activision Blizzard. Jocelyn Main, the chief of staff of Microsoft Gaming. Like all this shit is relative to Microsoft Gaming, which compromises of Xbox, the Microsoft Gaming game studios, Activision Blizzard, right? And a whole bunch of other shit. They're not all tethered together. They may work with each other in certain functions. Like there's a sector of Matt Booty's games and content studios like Bethesda who will make exclusive content for Sarah Bond, but they're also going to be making content that will be elsewhere on a case-by-case basis. All of Activision Blizzard shit, at least for the next 10 years, belongs to the streets. It's going up. So you got to ask yourself, Am I praising Microsoft Gaming? Because if you're praising Microsoft Gaming, then you got to be an investor. What does Microsoft Gaming have to do with your Xbox experience? Because I can experience Microsoft Gaming on my PlayStation, on my Nintendo, right? Because the majority of that Microsoft Gaming content is going to be elsewhere. So we're focused on Xbox content versus PlayStation content or SIE content. And when you compare those two, Xbox is losing the competition handedly. And I think that's the problem. I think we're focused too much on Microsoft Gaming versus Sony. That encompasses everything that they do gaming. Yeah, you may run into a situation down the road where Microsoft Gaming, one particular quarter here or there, they might make more money or they might make more revenue than Sony in gaming altogether. But even Microsoft CEO says that, let's see if I can find it, that Xbox is still going to be, not Xbox, that Microsoft Gaming is still overall annually going to be less than Sony Gaming. Right here it says Sony is still a bigger company than Microsoft despite their acquisition of Activision. And this is something that Satya Nadella said in the court documents. He said this. So, celebrating one's earnings at the mass scale, Microsoft versus Sony, that doesn't mean anything for Xbox. That doesn't mean anything for PlayStation. I think what people are confusing is they're doing the same thing, cold blood, that people did when people used to say Xbox has no games. And so then they look at a year like 2023 when Xbox has released more first-party games and they're like, see, we won. We won because y'all said that we don't have any games and we released more first-party games. And no, people are like, no. When we say that you have no games, we mean you have no games that people care about. Like, we don't care if you release 30 games. If nobody's buying those games, if they're not increasing Game Pass, and those games are not getting award nominations, or hardly any critical acclaim, then who cares? You have no games that people care about. So they're doing the same thing here where they're like, well, we're not in last place anymore this quarter because Microsoft Gaming is making more money. No. Xbox, as far as monthly active users on Xbox services and consoles, is well behind what PlayStation is doing. Like PlayStation Plus, all of its tiers are higher than Xbox Game Pass in all of their tiers. It is. When you add up all the tiers, which include just the core and the essential or the whatever they call it, every single tier under PS Plus, every single tier under Game Pass now, PlayStation is ahead. When it comes to consoles, PlayStation is ahead. When it comes to exclusive content to that ecosystem, PlayStation's content does better than Xbox's content. End of story. So that was my little rant right there. Thus, bringing us to our questions finally, and I get to shut up and we get to get your expertise on this matter, cold blood. First question for you, my friend. Now that we've broken that down, is it possible in your opinion for Microsoft Gaming, even after the APK deal, is it possible here and there for Microsoft Gaming, not just Xbox, but Microsoft Gaming to earn more revenue than Sony Gaming in a particular quarter or something like that? And even if it does, Like, let's just say if next quarter Microsoft does earn more revenue than Sony overall, does that matter to you in regards to the console competition discussion?
Do I get more games if they do better with revenue?
Yeah. Thank you. Like, nah, I'm gonna shut up. I'm gonna let you elaborate.
No, that was a question. I mean, do I get better games if they start doing better in revenue than PlayStation?
Well, no, they're not doing better than PlayStation. It's just Microsoft doing better than Sony. Like, all they're doing is adding in ABK, revenue to Microsoft revenue.
Hey, does that make it so I get more games?
Yeah.
Better games?
No, it doesn't.
No,
well, not at all.
Who the fuck cares?
But they don't see it that way. I'm trying to understand why they don't understand. Like, the money that is the thing that's making them earn more money, Microsoft, not Xbox. The thing that's making Microsoft earn more money is ABK. ABK is still going to be everywhere. So why does that matter?
They have something to say on Twitter.
Yeah. Dude.
Haha, they get more revenue now.
Yeah.
Even though the last 5 years or something, sales don't matter, revenue don't matter.
Exactly.
now that they got Activision, now sales matter. Now revenue matters, huh?
And here's the
fucking embarrassing, man.
And here's the thing, Cold Blood, to add to that. Okay, you might be getting additional revenue, but you're still in the red because you paid $75 billion for them. So that extra $7 billion.
That's what I was trying to tell you when this dumbass, what's it called, Jazz?
Yeah.
Said,
yeah.
Oh, now they're gonna make more revenue. Yeah, but you never minus that the damn 70 billion that they spent already on that shit.
Yeah.
So they are completely in the minus right now. Even if they make like 20 billion a year, yeah. Yep.
And see, the thing about it is next quarter, Cold Blood, people might say, well, Sony got the same problem with Blizzard. I mean, with Bungie. No, they don't, because now they've officially written that all off. They've included it they've already included it in their profit margins this past quarter. So now they're done with that. So they're going to see way more profit, even if let's just imagine if Microsoft does have a better money-making quarter than Sony. Not Xbox versus PlayStation. That's not even up for debate. But if Microsoft makes more money than Sony in revenue, they're still going to bring in less profit if you factor in Activision Blizzard. Like, it's going to take them 10 years, bro, to write off Activision Blizzard. Because Activision Blizzard only brings in $7 billion a year. And they paid $75 billion for it.
Once Call of Duty dies, they're going to extend that to 20
my God.
years.
Oh my God. Can I show let me show you guys something, and I don't know if you're watching the stream, Cold Blood. But I'm going to show this to you. Okay. So this is in reference, and I'm glad you brought up what you said, the Jazz Gordon tweet, where he says, for the first time in history, Xbox is on track to leapfrog Sony PlayStation in revenue. And so then a games analyst, he goes by the name of Dom's Playing. He's known like Z Huge and Benji Sells, stuff like that. He said, hold on. Even assuming Xbox plus ABK combined figure, which might be inflated due to double counting of certain sales, PlayStation's latest fiscal half one is more than 8 billion. So it looks like that they are excluding some segments, not sure of the methodology. And here, and so Jazz Gordon says, any thoughts to somebody else? And Justice, I think I've gathered the report tries to focus on games revenue and excludes hardware. Would love to hear event chat via DM, but meaning to reach out mainly. My better understand, especially since I like referring to the global report, especially. So he's like, yeah. And so this Rise Elliott guy says, yeah, we basically exclude hardware peripherals and things like that, and just look at the revenue generated by games and game subscriptions. All the revenues are for calendar H1 for all the companies we look at. There we go. He says, so thought so. I'll shoot a message. I might have some questions. So again, this is games and game services, but it's not including hardware, and it might double count some stuff. So this isn't a natural representation of what Sony made versus what PlayStation is making. And we know, what Sony is making in hardware versus what Xbox is making in hardware. And we know, basically because of console sales, that Sony is going to destroy Microsoft in hardware. And then the Portal as well. The Portal just released and it's sold out. So I just want to point that out. So this is not, if you thought that Xbox was sound now because of this estimate from Newzoo, understand that A, this is just an estimate, and B, it's missing vital revenue detail, and C, this is talking about Microsoft gaming versus Sony. This is not talking about Xbox versus PlayStation. Like, if you look at this org chart again, you got all these sectors that are not Xbox specific. And me and Coldblood was talking about this before we went live. Can you imagine a world? Wouldn't it be fathomable, Coldblood, that if you're looking at this org chart, they get rid of Xbox? Don't you think Microsoft Gaming still survives?
What do they do?
Exactly.
I mean, they're surviving right now with the abysmal sales of Xbox. so what's some 200K consoles not being sold at this point?
Exactly.
It's chump change for Microsoft.
So if you're an Xbox gamer, meaning you game, and most Xbox gamers game via console. I get that Game Pass on PC is bigger than Game Pass on console, but Game Pass, again, what did Phil Spencer tell you? You know, in so many words, they changed their outlook. Now they only expect Game Pass to be 15% of their revenue. You don't believe me? You think MM2K is full of shit? Phil Spencer said this himself earlier this year. He says, Phil Spencer says console is critical to the future of Xbox. Console is critical to the future of Xbox, but not Microsoft gaming, not Windows gaming. I repeat, Xbox is critical to the future. Console is critical to the future of Xbox, but not Microsoft gaming. Another thing Phil Spencer said during the FTC trial is he said, we can't, as an Xbox, we can't be in a position as a third place console where we fall further behind in our content ownership. So we've had to secure content to remain viable in the business. So that's an admission that, hey, without content, we're already in trouble. We're in third place. We had to secure content because we need the console to be viable. So if you're down year over year, 52% or 40, whatever, depending upon the region, but the competition is up 150 something percent, that's not viable. And viability is important to Xbox. It's important where? It's important to Xbox. It's not important, or it's not critical to Windows gaming. Or Microsoft gaming now. Because if they're like, you know what, we're not going to worry about creating devices because not enough people are buying them. We're just going to worry about putting Game Pass in as many places as we can. And we're going to worry about shipping our games to as many places as we can, like we're doing now with ABK. Then we can eliminate the Xbox. And Sarah Bond can become the president of Game Pass. You know what I'm saying? She can become the president of Game Pass. You know what I'm saying, Cold Blood? Like, let's keep it. She can become the CEO of Game Pass, which has ABK, all that shit in there, and we'll just put Game Pass on PC. We'll put Game Pass on dongles, and we'll worry about Game Pass. But for the bulk of our money, it's going to come from selling our shit elsewhere. I mean, don't get me wrong. I think what's going to end up happening, Cold Blood, is that Game Pass is going to be a service. Because if you look at other third-party games, and tell me your thoughts on this, and then I'll finish with the questions. If you look at other third-party games, they don't really do well on Xbox, right? Like, they'd be selling like 20% on Xbox, or, you know, the numbers be low. But you know what does well for Xbox? Fortnite, Apex Legends, even Call of Duty. The free to play games do fine on Xbox, and Xbox gets a lot of money from them.
Cheap ass bastards.
Exactly. Yeah. So what I think, which we'll see, is we'll still see those free to play games as a part of what Xbox offers. If you see third party games on Xbox, I think you'll see it via like Game Pass, but that's it. You know what I mean? Like if it's a real big game, like an Alan Wake 2 or something that's, you know, something that sells real well, they'll work out a deal to get it in Game Pass. You'll still be able to play your Roblox, your Apex Legends, all that shit. You know, like Grand Theft Auto 6, they'll figure out a way to make that part of the service. Maybe it won't be game. Maybe that'll be a game that you can get so they can get the microtransactions off of that. But I don't see Xbox trying to sell you a box anymore, and that's the main, or sell you a device anymore, and sell you let me put it like this. I don't see Xbox trying to sell you an elite device anymore. An elite device that gives you a great way to experience games and all the multi-plat games. I don't see that anymore, where PlayStation's going to continue to do that. They're going to try it, but if it doesn't work, they're going to abandon it, and it's going to be just Game Pass, and then they're going to be third party. I talked enough. I've ranted enough. Let me shut up. So you already stated it doesn't matter. Who cares if Microsoft Gaming does well if they get rid of the Xbox device? Let me ask you this though. If Xbox continues on this path, do you think that Microsoft Gaming abandons Xbox in 2027, as a lot of people have been alluding to? Or do you think they abandon all of gaming, or they do neither? If this continues to happen with Xbox and Game Pass not reaching their milestones, what do you think is going to happen?
Well, the most realistic outcome is they're gonna try it one more time. Just because they got Call of Duty and shit.
Mm-hmm.
They're gonna try it one last time to make everything fucking exclusive somehow.
Okay.
Yeah, just to try to get the people, yeah, in the beginning.
Yeah.
Like this time they didn't do shit. What you want to play a goddamn pigeon that is shooting some shit? That is your launch game? Are you serious?
Yeah.
Like no wonder nobody wanted a fucking Xbox. I mean, what the hell? What is Falcon here?
Yeah.
Like one man project? That is your launch title.
Yeah.
And then look at Sony's side. Fucking Demon Souls remake.
Yeah.
What? That shit blown my mind. How good it looked. Yeah. Like what the hell? As a console player, we didn't get we didn't get such good treatment. Never. No 60 FPS in most games. Like right now. Yeah. The textures, man. Oh my god. Demon Souls is still one of the best looking games. I'm shocked, really.
You know why?
They had that on as a launch title. That's where I'm shocked.
Yeah.
That should have been a game that came out 5 years after the launch.
Yeah.
That's how good it looked. And what do we get on Xbox side? A Gears 5 update. So that it can play in 4K now.
Yeah.
Wow. And your 120 FPS boost, I guess.
Yeah.
For some goddamn games nobody cares about anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're gonna try it one more time, I guess. With some kind of console, some I don't know, some tower again. and then if this is not gonna do well, then it's really over.
Okay. So you think they got one more gen? They got one more gen launch. You know, you think they got one more gen launch?
Just because a lot of people gonna be subscribed for a long time on Game Pass.
Mm-hmm.
That's why.
Yeah.
But they're gonna stop Game Pass too, just to reset everybody at some point. You know, so they can start with a new service without the Xbox then.
Yeah. I mean, of that 16 billion that they make now in revenue, not profit, in revenue, or 17 billion that they make. You know, that's based off of Xbox, and it's based off of game sales. But I think it's primarily like Minecraft, you know, Minecraft sales, Fortnite sales, you know what I mean? And I would say sales off of the service like Game Pass now, and this is including the core, which used to be Xbox Live. I think that brings in like 8 billion a year. So half of that comes from the services side. So if you can continue the services part without having to sell a console, without having to sell a device, I think they're happy. And also what that does, Cold Blood, is if everything is running off the cloud, like if they can get Game Pass to just be like a cloud service and they only offer it Daddy device on PC or something like that. If Game Pass ends up just being a cloud service that you run off of a dongle, then that fixes their problem with cloud. What do you call it? With your cloud games being available singularly on xCloud, right? Because right now Xbox, the reason why you can't play games in your library on xCloud is because publishers are looking at the cloud version of games as a completely different SKU. That's the problem that GeForce Now had, where GeForce Now had to reboot and renegotiate all of it. So they don't look at, even though it's your PC version of your games on GeForce Now, they still look at the cloud version as a completely different SKU. So Xbox can't allow access to these games on xCloud because the publishers are like, no. We don't want people having access to our games in the cloud and natively unless they're like in a service. If they're in a service, that's fine. But we don't want you to be able to buy a game on Xbox hardware and be able to play it on Xbox Cloud. So if Xbox gets rid of the hardware cold blood, then they no longer have that problem, right? But if you're playing on Xbox Cloud, is that going to be a premier service? I mean, is that going to be a premier way to play your games?
Well, if they don't improve it by a goddamn mountain at this point, no, it's not going to be a premier experience.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hey. Oh, we got N7 Spectres in the house. N7, what's going on, good brother?
Good.
Thank you for joining. This is another co-founder of Geix Crew. This is N7. So N7,
Cold Blood actually asked me, he's like, why are you not on the podcast? I'm like, because usually the time difference and scheduling. And so I saw the word there. I was like, hey, I got time. I'm going to join.
Awesome, brother. Awesome. So for those of you that missed N7 stream earlier, was it earlier this week?
Yeah, Wednesdays.
Oh, okay, great. Definitely check that out. It's going to purge here today, but I've already transferred it over to YouTube, so you guys can catch it there if you don't catch it here. But N7, I don't know, have you caught any of our? Let me do this too. I'm going to give you the notes. Have you caught any of the stuff we've been yelling about on this podcast yet?
Not really, unfortunately.
Okay. Cool. All right. Let me do this, brother. I am going to go in the Discord and I am going to drop the notes to you now. So, but what we're talking about is we are talking about Xbox not doing well with their console sales. Them having issue with Game Pass, meeting Game Pass milestones.
No. They don't have no issues. They are selling 2% more than the Wii U did in the same time period.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. You're right. They're killing it. But we're answering, or we're giving our perspectives on the debate of people are saying, no, it doesn't matter if the console sales are doing bad because they are looking to expand on PC and cloud. And my argument has been, and Cold Blood similarly has been, well, they're not making up the difference there as of yet. So their core business is in console. So we can't just ignore that. And if they continue to do bad in console, they might ultimately just abandon the console and just do Game Pass on PC, Game Pass in cloud. And we're presenting that to people and saying, look, if you're a console gamer, this is something that you need to look out for. That's our perspective. But rather, let's get your perspective, your thoughts. What do you think about the long-term ramifications of Xbox not doing well in console?
Well, I mean, we're in a new era. And it could be that consoles just their limitations just can't compete. So it could be that's what they're slowly working on. But it is definitely a eyebrow raiser, at least hearing it for the first time. It's like, oh wow, it's crazy. Yeah, that's
they're down like 50. Go ahead.
Yeah, as for the being down and all that, yeah, I'm thinking maybe they're trying to put resources in other things that they see are a little bit more successful. So
yeah, being down 52% in your main revenue source is something to be concerned about, in my opinion. And I think what people do is they create like a false sense of security when they say, well, hold on, Microsoft Gaming is going to make more revenue when they get APK. That is true. They're definitely going to make more revenue. But I think people are making this false comparison and saying Xbox is safe because Microsoft Gaming is going to make more money. And I showed the org chart and I said, you can viably see where Microsoft says, you know what? We're making money with ABK because we got Call of Duty. Let's just say if Call of Duty's still rumping, still kicking ass. We're going to making more money with ABK. We're still making money with Game Pass. So we're doing better on Game Pass because now we're solely focusing on Game Pass. Screw Xbox. We don't need it. I think they could still survive off if they can find a way to sell games on the cloud, if they can find a way to keep Game Pass viable on PC and keep it growing on PC, I think they'll be happy with that and they'll abandon the box. I mean, I think that's what you said, or
that's pretty much it.
Yeah. So interesting stuff. All right. So my next question, now that we got you up to speed and on everything we've been yelling and screaming about, my next question is for you, N7. I mean, if they continue to go on this path where the console is not doing what it needs to do, in the court documents, they had alluded that they could abandon Xbox in 2027. I don't think they abandoned all the gaming, but they abandoned Xbox in 2027. What do you think an Xbox or Microsoft Gaming looks like, or what their new game plan could be come next gen if the Xbox console doesn't continue to do well? Cold Blood thinks they're still going to give it another try in the console space. What do you think?
Do a next generation of actual console. Well, I would say that, I think their name Xbox, people think of the actual physical box. So I think if they are still going down, I would agree with Cold Blood on that, where they'll do one last hurrah. Hopefully they can get sales back, but if not, they will have to either go under or just change back to Game Pass and cloud-based services. So
interesting.
I would see that they would try a last hurrah just to make sure to see, but then if they're smart, they might have to reallocate resources to another spot.
Yeah. I mean, personally, I love Game Pass on GeForce Now. I love it. I think them as a facilitator of games on other services or other platforms, I think that's cool. I just don't know if they have the gumption to do it independently, like per their own ecosystem anymore. I don't know if they're reliable like that anymore. And Cold Blood, he loves Starfield. That's his favorite game of the year. So,
nice.
Yep. Right, Cold Blood?
Yeah, I've been slowly working through it. It's just very slow.
Why you lie on me like that?
No, it's just like this. I only have either 2 to 3 hours on Mondays for the Starfield stream, so that's why I'm saying it's slow.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, I was just sending a message to Lo-Fi. So
I would say with Starfield, it took a very long time to get going, but now I'm at that point where I'm past the slowness that people have been saying, and I'm actually enjoying it now. But up to that point, I was thinking of actually stopping, but I'm glad I pushed through because now I'm at the point where it's like, okay, story's getting interesting, being able to do a few faction missions, and I'm actually having fun. But it took a little bit to get there.
I did the complete opposite. I did all the damn missions first, so I don't get bored.
How long did it take you in
that
7?
Game.
Oh, go ahead, Coldblood.
No, that fucking game is a drag after you're done with the faction missions. That game, it has no substance after that. What are you doing? You're just going to some random ass planet, take some resources, and that's it. That's what you do after you're done the damn missions, yeah, that are worth a damn.
How long did it take you in 7 to get in the groove?
To get into the groove, let's see here. You can go and talk to something else. I'm gonna look at my playlist real quick.
Oh, okay. No, that's cool.
I'll get back to you on that.
No, I dedicated, just while N7 is looking it up, I dedicated 30 hours of it. I thought there were some okay spots, but overall it just didn't hold me. So I pretty much play it as like a tech demo for GFN Ultimate. I mean, 'cause honestly, on GFN, I mean, do you agree? I think on GFN Ultimate, I think it looks great on GFN Ultimate.
Oh yeah, definitely. Okay, so answer would be 20 hours.
Oh, it took you 20. Okay.
Yeah.
What did you do? Did you just barrel through the story, or did you
No, that's one thing that I was not enjoying is that when I was doing the story, I ran into a hit wall, pretty much like Assassin's Creed Origins, where I was very underleveled and I was getting one-tapped.
Okay.
And I was like, this is weird for me. And so that's what forced me into going to the faction so I could actually level up. So I've not really touched much of the story except for the intro and what I was doing. So it's all just been faction based, but I've been leveled up enough to where it didn't feel like I was going to get one tapped by things and I could actually continue doing the story.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just doing the story, and it's just like I'm like where Cold Blood is. But the one thing about GeForce Now Ultimate or GeForce Now in general, and it's not their well, I guess you can't do the mods. That's what kind of hurts. Like Cold Blood, he was showing us some crazy ass mods. He was making shit look like I'm telling my age here, like the Max Headroom series, and changing colors and one-shot shotguns. I mean, he was doing all types of crazy modifications that.
Wait! That's no mod. That's literally modding a fucking gun in the game.
Oh, for real? Oh, I thought that was a mod.
Yeah,
okay.
No. I upgraded that fucking gun to be a shotgun that is literally a sniper at this point.
Oh wow.
Oh,
okay.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay, that's cool. Shit.
That game becomes very easy when you have all these crafting materials.
And shit. Okay. No, but I did see
for the clarification there.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
No, I did see some, like you had some of the mods that were changing characters, how they looked and shit like that. They need to do that. or no? Am I imagining that?
No, I had a Japanese girl.
Oh yeah,
talking instead of the damn robot.
Yeah,
voice, you know?
yeah. He had like a Japanese AI voice, and it had it subtitled and shit for the robot. That was dope. That was dope. Yeah.
That's amazing.
That was dope. I like that.
I had a lot of those gameplay changing mods that made it a lot better.
Okay. Yeah.
Without the mods, I would not have pushed through 76 hours of this game.
76.
I'm telling you right now.
Jesus Christ. Yeah. Got that, brother. But okay, no, that's cool. I and because of that, I want to, get back into it. I'm jealous that I can't do some of that stuff that Cold Blood's doing, but I still think that as a tech demo and playing through and going through, for me personally, GeForce Now Ultimate, I think is a great way to engage with that game. All right, so I think that's it for the Microsoft discussion. I think to sum it all up, we're on the same consensus. Which is it? That's
the summary of it.
I think Microsoft Gaming is fine, though. I think they're fine. Like, especially if Call of Duty is Call of Duty.
I mean, Xbox.
Exactly. That is the paradigm. I think people are confusing Xbox with Microsoft Gaming. And it's not the same. Like, Microsoft Gaming is all things encompassing of Microsoft in relation to games. They are fine. Microsoft Gaming has Minecraft, fucking ABK, you know what I'm saying? And all that other, they have that stuff. Where Xbox is Game Pass and Xbox, the console. And I think when you run it, the way Game Pass is compromised right now, where it's solely the Xbox and PC with Xbox Game Studios content on it, I think it's running to a wall. But if you eliminate the need of it being on Xbox and PC alone, I think if you add the cloud component and then you start adding it to dongles and then you factor in ABK, and it's no longer an Xbox hardware thing, I think Microsoft Gaming does fine. And I think you see Sarah Bond go from the president of Xbox to the president of Game Pass. I mean, that's just me, but all right. But interesting conversation nonetheless. All right, let's shift gears. Let's talk about this PlayStation Portal. All right, so the PlayStation Portal has been receiving, I want to say, mainly positive reviews from people that have used it. I think people have been pleasantly surprised at how well it works, versus the fact that it doesn't do cloud gaming yet. It doesn't do it yet. And you got to have your PlayStation on because it's remote play and all of this stuff. I think people are pleasantly surprised, A, how well it works in general, and B, how well it works even outside of your house, depending on certain situations. However, and we've seen stuff like this from people like Linus Tech Tips, who said he's surprised at how well it works. Let's go to him and get some of his thoughts right here, where Linus Tech Tips says, hey, look, here's why the PlayStation Portal isn't the worst thing ever. He says, look, there's some problems. Cloud gaming is the future. He says, however, this thing works. It works as intended, and it's not trying to be something that it isn't. That still has a lot of gamers upset. Cloud gaming enthusiasts like myself, and maybe even N7 will get his thoughts on this, are mad. They're like, oh, remote play is not as good as cloud gaming. And then we got gamers who are stewards of like the Nintendo Switch, who are like, oh, so what? You can play the Portal outside of your home. This is not the way to play games outside of your house. And and remote play is being questioned as just a viable alternative, period. So here are my questions to you guys on the panel, and I'll start with you, Cold Blood, first. Because you have a PlayStation Portal. Are you surprised at the PlayStation Portal's reception by reviewers and gamers?
No, not really. It's about as expected. They all gave it about an 8 or 7 or something like that.
Yep.
I would give it the same score, I guess.
Okay. Why is that?
Well, because the battery life is shit on it. And it doesn't work with my mobile hotspot for whatever reason. I don't know. So
Okay.
if I wanted to play it outside somewhere, I have to find a Wi-Fi that is free and without a browser that you need to activate.
Yeah.
Because right now it does not work. If you have to activate it through a browser, it doesn't work.
Yeah.
So be warned.
That
your
sucks.
McDonald's Wi-Fi probably ain't gonna happen.
Yeah. That
Gosh dang it.
sucks. Yeah, that sucks. That sucks.
But maybe the mobile hotspot for you is gonna work, but for me it doesn't. So
Well, I'm one of
it's
them
my
cheap
experience.
bastards, so I have Cricket, which Cricket is like a prepaid service, and they don't do. You got to pay
no.
separately for a mobile hotspot.
No. Forget it.
Yeah, I have Cricket, which I'm a cheap bastard. So yeah, I mean,
I
it's
got unlimited.
yeah, I get like unlimited stuff, but some of those things that the top tier services offer, like hotspot, I gotta pay like an extra $30 a month for that, and I ain't doing that shit. That defeats the purpose of me having Cricket. That sucks. That sucks for me. N7, I don't know if you're like a mobile gamer or if this entertains you at all. But are you surprised in the PlayStation Portal's reception by gamers?
I watched a video and I also talked to Dorgon a little bit, not to Rudigs, but my thinking was, man, this feels like a worst version of the PS Vita.
Oh wow!
From what I've been seeing and all that. As for being mobile, no, the only mobile game I actually owned was a 3DS when I played Pokemon X and Y. So my portable knowledge is very limited. But I am sort of surprised that PlayStation went that route, where having to be tethered to a PlayStation 5 doesn't really quite make sense to me on why they did that. There's a lot of questions on why they went the route they did.
Money. That number one reason.
Yeah, but still though, I'm pretty sure they had some kind of inkling that that route was not going to fly the best, but
Well,
you think
it can be updated. It has actually a chip in it.
Yeah, but having to do a patch
cloud
to
gaming is
eventually
possible. Cloud gaming is possible on it.
It's weird.
It's weird right now, yeah, because there's only one use case for it right now.
And I would not consider that cloud gaming. I would consider that not. But
just
if
remote
it's
play.
remote play, then
Yeah. I'm surprised at its reception. I didn't think that it would, because of the things that you guys allude to that is missing. Even though if it's missing it temporarily, like they have alluded that, hey, we could flip the switch on, but yeah, it's not a cloud device at launch. You got to be tethered to your PlayStation 5. I thought this thing was going to get brutalized, and the fact that the average PlayStation gamer is like, screw that, we don't I only play in my office or I play in my man cave. Oh hell no, they're not big on mobile gaming. Like, they tear off their shirts like Hulk Hogan. Like, no, I'm a man. I don't play outside. I was shocked that it got the reception that it's getting. And I think what this uncovers, unlike people like Cold Blood is willing to stomp all over PlayStation when he feels like it, even though he's a big fan of their offerings. I think that the PlayStation fan base is very similar to Apple, where there are things that PlayStation will do that are very siloed and aren't very welcoming to the general gamer, and are a lot more restrictive rather to the general consumer.
Yeah, but that's because Xbox can't afford to be like PlayStation.
Yeah,
They cannot do that.
Yeah.
They got their third place.
Yeah, they couldn't. Yeah, like I do agree with that PlayStation has so much of a standing that where they can operate like Apple, and they'll still see success. Whereas I think, and Nintendo does it too, and to a certain degree. Like Nintendo, like for instance, we're going to be talking about Black Friday sales later. Like, there is no freaking PlayStation first party game on sale. There is none. Like, the best you get is you get 5% off PlayStation points. Like, all of the games that are on sale are not PlayStation, Nintendo. I'm sorry. There are no Nintendo games on sale ever. Like, particularly for Black Friday, like the only Nintendo game, first party game that's on, the only Nintendo games for the Wii or for the Switch, I'm sorry, that are on sale are third party games for Black Friday. To where, Xbox can afford to do stuff like that. But yeah, I'm surprised at its reception, but from what I hear, from what I know, I've been testing PlayStation Remote Play for years. It is very good. I just didn't know how it would work out of network, and I'm surprised that it works that well out of network under certain conditions, though. Like Cold Blood says, if you're on public Wi-Fi that needs you to authenticate, it's user in agreement, you could forget about it, which that sucks. You know what I mean? But that surprises me. All right, next question. What do you guys make of Nintendo and Xbox fans upset about this product? I'll start with you again, Cold Blood. What do you think about Nintendo fans and Xbox fans saying, "Oh, this product is a waste. It shouldn't exist because there are other products that can do XYZ"?
Well, my first question would be, why the fuck are you mad? Is Sony asking you to pay $200 so you have to pay those $200? No, they don't. They don't ask you for those $200. It's an optional accessory. That's all it is.
Yeah. I also.
Sorry.
No, that's sorry, man. That's sorry. No, it's Seven. What are your thoughts about that? You think is
on
he
the same
something?
page? That was immediately when you were. I was like, wait, why are they mad? They don't have to buy it at all, and if anything, they can just laugh at it and make memes of it. You know, it's like, why mad? It doesn't make sense.
Yeah, it's a controller with the goddamn screen on it. Like, we never saw that in our life before, right? It got under their skin so bad, yeah. Holy
why
shit.
though? Why?
Yeah, because probably people were hyped for it and they don't like that.
Yeah,
They
but
don't
then
like
now
that
that
they're hyped
people
for
get
anything.
hyped, they see it's really bad, then they go, okay, cool. The hype was not worth it. Haha, you funny. move on. Easy.
No, some went way too far with that shit.
Yeah, well.
Yeah, I don't get to,
who had beef because of that thing. Like 3 people had beef because of that goddamn thing. Yeah, Jay Barry.
Jay Barry and
oh no, it's Alex.
Yeah.
And who else? What's he called? That other dude, also fat guy.
I don't know. You see somebody else?
So something Johnny.
Johnny.
I don't know.
Oh, Jack Move Johnny?
Yeah. He had beef with this other guy. What's he called? Sumo. Yeah, Sumo.
Oh, wow.
And this other PlayStation fanboy. I don't know his name right now.
Oh wow! I missed all that.
They all had beef with each other because of a goddamn accessory. Yeah, not even a game or something. A damn accessory.
Wow.
Like, dude, sometimes it's just not worth it to look like a clown on the internet.
Yeah, it's not even that serious. Yeah.
It isn't. But they make it very serious. For no reason.
Wow. I mean, this question I'll throw out to N7 because it relates, I think, more to our infinity for cloud gaming. Now, the cloud gaming aspects, do you think cloud gamers and Steam Deck owners have a point that this thing is, you got a lot of people saying it's useless. I mean, what do you think about that, N7? You think it's useless?
Useless right now, but as you were mentioning, there could be an update. They could press a button and then turn it on. If it is true that you have to just put an update and they have full functionality, that's another question. Why not release it in full? Mm-hmm. But I would say that it definitely
Sony wants to perfect it first. Unlike Xbox, that is still a goddamn beta with a dog shit xCloud.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
but I would say that right now, yes, it's pretty much useless, but it has the potential of being very powerful, but it's already behind the 8 ball in my opinion. Mm-hmm. And they have to really push it and prove that's worth being in the competition of a Steam Deck and all that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, not for me.
Yeah.
I like to lie in bed and play Mass Effect right now. It's very comfy.
And I mean, how solid is it for you, Cold Blood, in the home? It's working very well in the home for you?
In the home, almost flawless.
Okay.
I mean, you get one stutter maybe every 30 minutes, maybe
okay.
one little stutter, but
Gotcha.
That's about it.
Gotcha. That's interesting.
But you gotta have good internet. If you don't have good internet, don't even talk about that thing.
What's the minimum megabytes upload or whatever? Download?
15 Mbits is what it's recommended, but you gotta have more. Just so that it's stable.
Ooh, crazy.
But not for me. For I got a gig, so for me.
Shit!
Yeah.
Okay, Cold Blood. Oh shit! Okay, Cold Blood. If you got a gig, goddamn. Oh no, because of where you're at times GFN doesn't work for you, right?
Yeah, but that's because the damn servers are hella far away.
Yeah, that is right.
That has nothing to do with my internet.
Yeah, that is true. That sucks. Well, you got a 4090, so you don't need it. So screw you.
No, 4080, not 4090.
4080. Well, still, that's
I'm
better
not
than what
that
I got.
rich.
That's what I got. My son called me up. Not to change subjects. My son called me up the other day. Lucky bastard. Because I'm not allowed to spend any money because of my wife. She's a tyrant. He was like, "Yeah, Dad, I need your help. I'm going to put together a computer and I'm looking at these parts." And I said, "Oh, this is cool." I'm thinking he's like trying to get like an eBay rig. He's going to get a 1070 or something like that. And so he shows me his PC part picker options. This mofo got a 4090 in there. He got like an i9. I'm like, hold on. How can you get all this stuff? Oh, I've been doing overtime. I said, you lucky bastard. I said, why don't you ship all that shit to my house? I said, I'll put it together for you. He'll never see that computer. What happened? Oh, it never showed up. He'll never see that shit. Yeah, but yeah, no, that's cool. No, I'm glad to hear you got some bumping internet. My thoughts are, I'm not a fan of the cloud not being available, but my thing is that if cloud was available, I still can't play Spider-Man 2 via the cloud, right? Because Sony doesn't do day and date in their cloud services, which I'm okay with. I'm fine with that. So this being a viable option for me to play Spider-Man 2 on the go, I don't find it useless because of its remote play. I find it problematic because there's not browser integration or validation of you being on like external Wi-Fi. I get to where this is more of a accessory than it is a remote gaming unit or a mobile gaming unit, but at the very least, if you're going to have the capabilities of playing on the go, then I think they need to, at the very least, right now, even before they get the cloud gaming integration, allow people to click OK if they're on public Wi-Fi. You know what I'm saying? Like, at least allow that. You know what I mean? PlayStation. But maybe they will in a future patch. But I love the idea of being able to play Spider-Man 2 on the go, or playing shit. Like if I were to have Alan Wake, I mean, I'm getting for PC, but if I were to have Alan Wake on PlayStation and I wanted to play it on the go, I can't do that through cloud. I got to do that through remote. So that's a dope idea, but it has to work wherever I go. Like where I work at nights, you got to validate your usage of their Wi-Fi. So that's a problem. I think this is the last question. I'm gonna start with you, N7, again. Because you've probably heard this conversation in the cloud gaming community, and I addressed this on Cloud Dosage, and I don't want to make this whole cloud gaming thing, but I think it's an interesting conversation nonetheless. You're hearing a lot of cloud gamers say that they think remote play is better than cloud gaming. Do you agree with that? And why or why not?
I don't think remote play is considered cloud gaming though, because you're tethered to a device.
But they're saying that they
better, in my opinion.
Yeah, they're saying it's better.
I guess in latency and being able to play.
Yeah, even mobile, like even out of network, like people are saying, like even with the solution with PlayStation Portal, they're saying, and now Cold Blood is co-sided on this. They're saying that remote play is a better technology than cloud gaming. Like even if what are your, even though it's not the same, we know it's different technologies, but they're saying that remote play technology is a better technology for gamers than cloud gaming. What do you think about that?
Yeah, each gamer will have their own preference and all that. So, for me, I would say that that can get complicated quick.
You gotta pick a side,
I think for
brother.
I think for me, I would go with the cloud versus remote play.
Okay.
Personally, yeah.
Oh, Dorgon is in the chat. He says remote is better than cloud for the 170 countries that don't have a cloud option. That's a great comment. I hear you, brother. And Dorgon, let me do this. Dorgon, because I don't know if Lofi has reached out to you and expressed our desire to have you come on the show one day. Because I've definitely been checking out the content that you and Rudigs have been doing. But I'm going to put this in the chat. We would like you, my brother, to join the chat. And maybe one day we can get you on the show. Talk some PlayStation and what you think about, PlayStation and Xbox and their competition, all other stuff. I really think that your perspective and Rudigs as well, I think is a great perspective. We would like to get on the show as well. So join the Geeks Crew Discord, my brother, and we'll talk definitely. See
He's
if
already in it.
Oh, he's already in it. Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Okay. Shit, and I can't access. I mean, Lofi is offline right now because I'd let you hop in on the thing if I knew how to work this damn.
Do I need to give
Discord.
him a role? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's right. Yeah.
Okay.
He says, "Oh my, I'm flattered."
Roles.
While you're doing that, let me give my thoughts.
Give him Geeks Crew? Is that what you want him to have?
I don't know. You know what would be a good way to check? Check Cold Blood's access.
Okay.
And
I'll just
see
copy.
what Cold Blood
Yep,
has. Yep, copy Cold Blood's access.
Main attraction, PlayStation. Okay.
But don't make him my role. that role is exclusive, like every PlayStation exclusive.
He chose it. He has his roles set.
Okay.
He did it himself.
Oh, okay.
He's a smart cookie.
Dorgon is a PlayStation enthusiast as well, Cold Blood. So y'all would have fun.
I use him as my source as well as Rudigs. If I have a PlayStation question, I message those two.
Y'all would have fun in the console war channel. I think we created that channel just for y'all. But
why would I console war with another PlayStation fan?
Well, we'll get some. We'll find some Xbox souls that are brave enough to come in. We'll find some. But here's my thoughts. I do agree with Dorgon's sentiment that if cloud gaming is not an option for you because of like the server blades aren't close enough to you or whatever, yeah, that could be a problem. But if you're in a situation where, we'll use me as an example. All right. I'm close to where a PlayStation server blade would be, and I do own a PlayStation. I'm going with cloud technology in that scenario. I'm not saying the cloud offerings. There's a difference between the technology and the offerings. The cloud offerings are limited to what you get with remote play, because remote play allows you to just remote in to your PlayStation and get everything that's there, except for the cloud gaming aspect of it. But you can get everything that's in your library, where cloud gaming only gives you what's available via PlayStation Plus Premium or whatever it is. But let's use Xbox as an example. If Xbox, let's just say if Xbox were to give you Game Pass, which gives you access to all of their games day and date, and finds a way to incorporate all the games that are in your library, I'm picking Game Pass over remote play every day. Because to me, as long as that server blade is close to me, I'd rather them carry the workload of processing that stream to me, opposed to me having to leave my Xbox or PlayStation on, me absorbing and having to pay for more power, me having to make sure that my network is satisfactory and all the other stuff. Like, I know how to do that as a cloud gamer, and Seven knows how to do that. Dorgon knows how to do that, right? But the average gamer don't get that. They don't get that. You got to check your network setup. Like, you got to calibrate it just like how you calibrate a TV, or a new TV when you bring it home to play games. It takes as much work. You know what I mean? So I prefer the cloud gaming technology over remote play. As long as you're close to that cloud gaming server, I'm picking cloud gaming all the time. However, I don't think it's an either or thing. I think they complement each other at this moment. So even in the cloud gaming realms where we're hearing people say, oh, remote play is the answer and skip and bunk cloud gaming, I don't think that's the way to look at it. I'm gonna say this real quick. I'm gonna say this real quick and shut up. I compare it to back in the day, and I'm telling my age here. You guys probably don't have experience with this, but back when cell phones first were releasing, right? A lot of us looked at cell phones and was like, oh, you're corny. Who wants to have a conversation in front of a whole bunch of people? Like, when people would have cell phones on the bus, and we would say, oh, you just want everybody to hear your conversation. You're corny. That concept was actually the belief system back in the early 2000s when cell phones first started becoming retail to the average customer. And now cell phones have replaced landlines in most cases, unless you're a business. But there was this time period to where if you wanted to make a long distance call, or if you wanted to call a different state or a different country, cell phones were the last way to, like, the rates were astronomical. It was like $3 to $5 a minute, to where you could use these things called calling cards. You can buy them from a store, and the calling cards will let you call internationally for like 10 cents, maybe 25 cents a minute. So you had people that had cell phones who wanted to make a long distance call, but instead they would go get a calling card. So it wasn't like either or. It wasn't like the cell phones were useless and only calling cards were the way, because there were some scenarios where the cell phone was cheaper than the calling card. But in certain scenarios, the calling card made more sense than the cell phone. I think that's kind of where we're at with remote play versus cloud gaming. I think right now, both are important when it comes to mobile gaming, away from your console or out of your house or whatever. Both complement each other. But I do think in the long run, cloud gaming is going to be the de facto way to game, to when, like people like Dorgon said, when the server nodes are a lot more accessible to people, then that's going to eliminate the need for remote play. But right now, I just think they complement each other. Those are my thoughts. Let me see. Dorgon said added Cold Blood. Yeah, brother, we would love to get you on the show one day, man. We would love to get. I just got to get your schedule and stuff like that. I don't even know if you're available now. If you're available now, hop in. Shit, we'd love to get your thoughts on this. But yeah, that's my 2 cents. Cold Blood, you have an opinion on this? You think what about remote play versus cloud gaming?
For me, it's just having the native hardware. Because I hate cloud gaming. Cloud gaming is shit. You have nothing. You have no ownership of anything. I don't like that, because if PlayStation goes under the next day, I still got my PlayStation.
Yeah,
I still can play games. You cannot play Stadia no more.
Shut up!
Yeah.
Shut the hell up!
Yeah.
Shut your ass up! No. Yeah. I'm sorry if I'm.
And that's one thing I like about GFN is, yes, they're considered cloud-based service, but
if you don't
it's
have a
linked to
goddamn
Steam.
computer, you still can play those games.
Yeah.
That is shit.
Well, yeah, but you don't lose access to the games.
Yes, you don't lose access, but you literally can't play those games that you got.
For the time being. For the time being, until you get, you know, I mean, you
maybe you never get a expensive ass GPU because you don't have the money.
Yeah, but well, okay. Let me throw it out there like this. Say, for instance, PlayStation one day says, okay, via our cloud gaming, you can buy, like they already do it now though, Cold Blood. Like if you bought, let's just say God of War, no, which game is it? Horizon, no, not Horizon, God of War Ragnarok. If you bought God of War Ragnarok and some other games that aren't available via PlayStation Premium, you can still play them in the cloud, right? So, and if cloud goes away, if you lose access to PlayStation Premium, whether they shut it down or you just don't pay for it anymore, guess what? You still got access to the games. You just got to get a PlayStation, right? So,
yeah,
I think it's still a viable option. I mean, it gives you access to games without having to buy the hardware. But if a situation occurs to where you need the hardware, at least you still have the games with GFN and PlayStation Cloud as they're starting to evolve. You know what I mean? It says, Dorgoth says, God of War Ragnarok is streamable. Yep. Hold on 1 second, y'all.
Yeah, Doragon, you're gonna be sick if you played it over cloud.
I gotta take this call real quick. But if y'all want to talk about, let's see what's next.
Can we
Black
just
Friday
talk
sales.
about anything really?
Yeah, go ahead. I'm gonna take this call real quick. Go ahead.
Yeah, do that. And Sam, you still there?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm just looking at the talking points right now.
Okay. Yeah, so you want to go to the topic, so.
Well, I know, but I mean, we don't have to go on here. I'm just seeing if there's something interesting that we can talk about while we wait. But I think those things he wants to be part of. So, I guess I may have missed it since I'm joining like halfway through the podcast. Your PlayStation mainly, right?
Dude, I got a PC with a 4080 in it.
Okay.
What do you mean? I invested in PC just as much at this point.
Okay, got it. I see.
Sorry about that. My car has been having
The
problems.
problem with
this week.
PC is they don't get a lot of good games.
Mm-hmm.
That is the only problem with PC. If PC had always great games coming out, yeah, not just third party, I mean exclusive games on PC that really take advantage of the damn 4080, 4090, man, I'd be on PC all day. I'm telling you.
You don't think
How would a PC exclusive let's see, has there been a PC exclusive game in history?
Sure, there was. Witcher was at some point PC exclusive.
Okay.
Counter-Strike still exclusive.
Okay.
But that is not a game I would say I want to play.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay.
For the
Dorgon agrees.
graphics, right?
Yeah, Dorgon agrees. And CS:GO, League of Legends.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
Mm-hmm.
Valorant would be one game that actually is somewhat fun and PC exclusive, I guess.
But you're
Paragon.
looking for like a AAA type of
Yeah,
game.
yeah.
And see,
there's nothing like that on
that's
PC
hard
right
to come across, Cold Blood. You know why? And this is why, even though I'm primarily a cloud gamer now, I still feel like the console or the ecosystem exclusive is important. Why? Because when you have an ecosystem and you're trying to draw people to it, you go to other third-party developers and you say, look, I got this shit wad of money. Like, I need you to help me build this game so only people can go here to come to my, or you have your own studios to do that. There's no such equivalent on PC. Like, you're not going to see NVIDIA go to EA and say, look, I got all this money. I need you to fucking make a game that's only going to work on a 4080. Like, that's not going to happen. So that's why I think console games are important, because they create these exclusive AAA genre defining games that break the mold, and they create examples for other devs to say, okay, let me create something like that, maybe put it on PC. You know what I mean? Like, that's why we still need those games. So until we run into a situation where some rich ideologue of a gamer says, I'm worth $30 billion and I only want, I want to make AAA genre defining games only for PC, we're never going to see that. You know what I mean? At best, you'll get third party games that are on PC too, like a Alan Wake or like a Hogwarts or whatever, that, that are great experiences that are on PC.
Look at
too.
the success Baldur's Gate had just being a month earlier on PC. That shit still sells like crazy.
Yeah, I think you have people that cater to PC a lot.
But Baldur's Gate is one example of such a game that I expect from PC.
Mm-hmm.
As an
Give
exclusive?
me more of that. Give me more of that. Yeah, as an exclusive.
Yeah, I think that the reason why, people don't remember the history of Baldur's Gate, which I think is an history that you're right, that a lot of
Stadia's dead. Stadia's dead.
But Stadia helped in that,
Let's move on. Let's move on from that, please.
But no, I'm just saying.
I don't want to roast your ass more about that.
But look, Baldur's Gate ain't you gotta credit Google, and not necessarily Stadia, but you gotta credit Google, because if it isn't for that Google money,
no, I refuse.
You see what I'm saying? That's another example of a platform. You gotta get. That's an example of a platform saying, look, I got a shitwad of money, and I need something for my platform. So here you did. So without that Google money, is Baldur's Gate as Baldur's? Does it? Maybe it still is fantastic, but it's coming out later. You know what I mean? So you need philanthropists like that.
They didn't get the Stadium money. They would have gotten it from PlayStation.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah, I'm very sure of that. Or Epic Games. That they could be also on it.
True. Epic Games I think is a bigger possibility. But what game has Epic funded that really is exclusive to PC? That's like kick ass like that. There's nothing.
I know nothing. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Dorgon sort of helped a good bit with his statement. The problem with PC is the same as Android. You have to design for the lowest common denominator, which according to
everybody knows that
is the 1650.
But nobody wants that. Nope. Everybody wants them to finally go fuck everything below the 3080 or something.
But that's
nobody wants to see the developer still doing it for the goddamn 980.
Well,
like, what are we doing?
That's
another. Okay, those few idiots on Twitter that are crying about it. I don't give a shit.
I don't know about that, brother. Here's the problem that we're not realizing. Look at that Steam chart that shows you who owns what. I think that's a great representation of where the majority of gamers are that game on PC. The majority of gamers that game on PC like 80 to 90% of them have that cheap shit. Only 10% of them have the top tier shit like you. Like even me with my crappy ass 3070, not even TI, my 3070, I'm considered a top tier PC gamer. Like
you should say I'm right because of those 1650s and everything.
Yeah.
Your experience on GFN is being downgraded too. They're not optimizing for your 4080.
No,
not as much at least.
I agree that the games would be better, but the problem is that you can't develop a game. Well, who's gonna? It's a business too. Who's going to develop a game again without funding from someone? Like if NVIDIA were to say this, if NVIDIA were to start plugging money into games, then I think you would see the scenario that you're talking about, which would be dope. I think in a lot of ways, if NVIDIA would say, look, we got these 4090s and these 4080s and these 3070s, like we want to drive gamers to this technology. So we want games that'll optimize this technology. We're going to give you freaking $500 million to make, or we're going to give you $100 million to make a game that specifically utilizes this technology. That'd be great, but they're not getting that money. So they don't have the incentive. So they got to build for like a large swath of that other 80%. That's the problem with PC gaming. There needs to be some type of philanthropy into what you're asking for. Until that happens, we ain't gonna see it. That's the look at that.
Understand. Why do you have a PC and want to play at 720p 30 FPS? That's what I don't get. Why would you say to the developers, I want to play at this resolution? Like, how? Why?
Because I think even though PC gaming gives you the best performance,
at 30 FPS it doesn't matter.
I think a lot of people.
That's a dog shit experience.
I think a lot of people. Here's the short answer. Most PC gamers don't care about performance. Believe it or not. I know there's a subsect of us that specifically games on PC because of its performance.
Just get a console then, if you don't care about performance at all.
But most gamers.
Why your cheap ass still on a graphics card that completely downgrades your experience? They get a goddamn console, you get a better experience there, and it doesn't cost you that much.
All of what you're saying is true, but I think the average PC gamer, because there's so many of them that are casually gaming on there, they're sitting there saying, look, this thing is already in my freaking home anyway. All I got to do is buy this graphics card. Okay, I'll put that in there, and they'll keep that graphics card for 10, 15 years. You know what I'm saying? And unfortunately, for half of that 10, 15 years, PC game developers, the AAA ones, they're beholden to that hardware.
Yeah, look at the sales. I think most of those sales are not from these people that have those 1650s.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that would be interesting. That would be an interesting breakdown to see. Like, but then the publishers would have to want to release that. It would be great.
Those are probably the ones that are pirating the damn game all the time. Because they just want to see how it runs on their shit ass computer. You know?
It would be great though if Steam would release, okay, for this game, this is how many, or maybe that is part of the Steam database. I got to check that out. That could be part of the Steam. It's not.
It's not. No.
Okay.
You only get to see how many percentages there are of every GPU.
Of every single. Of every single user. Okay, I got you.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's a great discussion. Great topic. Full of passion.
I'd like to know what Starfield has. How many of them playing at 30 FPS?
Oh yeah. No, you know what? No, I think we already know the answer to that. And I would love, this is where I would love to have Dorgon on here with us to give his thoughts. Him and Rudiggs, or either or. I think we have our answer. I think I think the majority of PC gamers on Starfield, even though we laugh and joke about Starfield a lot, I think PC gamers that are playing Starfield, a lot of them are playing at 60 frames per second, and they're like, there's no freaking way that I'm playing this game at 30 frames per second, and it shouldn't have been at 30 frames per second on console, because look at the console sales. This was supposed to be the game of the generation. This is your biggest this is your biggest exclusive title console-wise in over 10 years. And guess what? The Xbox console is down year over year. You know what I'm saying? Or it's down year over year in Europe. It was second place to PlayStation when PlayStation really had nothing exclusive coming out in the last NPD time period. Or not in the September NPD time period, they had nothing exclusive coming out. And it still beat you in hardware sales. Right? Like, I think we got the answer that that a lot of people did want to go play it at least at 60 frames per second. I don't know what the resolution is that they selected, but they at least wanted to play it on 60 frames per second. And they went to PC. They tried it on PC Game Pass. And they were like, oh, okay, that was cute. And then they, a lot of them moved on. But Sean Dorgon says Xbox lost in the port. Yeah, yeah. Oh man, I know you were chuckling about that one, Dorgon. PlayStation lost to Spain this week to the Portal. Jonathan said, I almost bought a PlayStation 5 since. Yeah, hey, Sean. Hey, Cold Blood, tell him why he should get a PlayStation 5, man. Break it down to him.
Because you don't have the money for a PC if you need a goddamn sale on the PlayStation. That's why.
I just got I got 3 words for you, Sean. Spider-Man 2. That's believe it or not.
I had to spell that out.
Yeah, really? Spider-Man 2.
I mean, isn't it obvious for why would you get a damn PlayStation to play the exclusives? Of course.
I mean, if you're someone like Sean, you're looking at it, you're like, look, Forspoken is on PC. Final Fantasy 16 too. But I can speak relatively to Spider-Man 2. Like, bro. And then God of War Ragnarok. Man, bro. God of War Ragnarok. Bro. Even Horizon Forbidden West. And I hated Zero Dawn. But Horizon Forbidden West? Man. Bro. That's all I got to say. Those games aren't available on PC. But yeah, even their PC exclusive, I mean, even their console exclusives, rather, that are a year or so old, they're still the shit. Like, trust me, Sean, if you paid $350, I mean, let's think about it. People actually paid $300 for a Series S, and they're sitting in their room crying right now. I mean, I'm not trying to be mean, but they bought into the belief that it was a 1440p 60 machine for current gen stuff. They're sitting in their rooms crying right now. So for $50 more than that, you can get a PlayStation 5? Bruh. You better go get that damn. And it's the discless and the disc consoles that I understand are $350. Bro. That's the best deal in gaming right now. Dorgon says the biggest reason for him. Oh, hold on. What? He says the biggest reason to buy is DualSense by far. It changes the immersion in game. I do love the DualSense controller. I do think the DualSense is underappreciated. It's my number one way to game now. Like, I use the DualSense even on PC. You don't get the vibrations and the haptic shit on PC, I don't think, but I just love the fit of the controller. And coming from the Stadia controller, it's just a natural fit for me now. More so than even the Xbox controller. And nothing in the Xbox controller, that latency is fantastic, but just the fit of the DualSense is great to me. All right. Great conversation. I think we're gonna end this with because we're getting close to the 2-hour mark. Black Friday sales. I'm just gonna go around the panel real quick. I'll start with you, N7. Have you seen any Black Friday sales that interest you? And if so, which ones?
I have not taken a look at Black Friday sales, so no.
Okay. Cold Blood. What do you?
Good choice.
What'd you say?
Good choice.
Any Black Friday sales that interest you?
Me?
Yeah. Because they have where you're at.
It wouldn't even matter to you. I'm in Germany, man.
Well, they don't have any Black Friday sales in Germany.
Oh, they do, but they all talk shit.
Yeah, we're global, baby. We're global. Yeah. What do you see in Germany?
Well, a lot of what do you call it? Putting the price up first, and then on Black Friday putting the price down to what it's supposed to cost. That's what Black Friday is here right now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. Raising the price and then making it seem like it's a sale. Oh, that's
Yeah.
Well, your gamer had some Black Friday stuff up. Let me see. They had
But there was a mic, I guess, on Amazon I was looking at. That was the only thing that was worth anything.
Let's see here. Best Black Friday sales according to Eurogamer. I see for my people, I don't know if this is just UK. LG OLED is C3 42-inch is 999 euros, right? Is that the euro sign? I think that is. Yeah, I think that's it still. Yeah, the LG is a phenomenal get. But to me, the best Black Friday sale that I've seen anywhere, again, is the freaking PlayStation 5 for 150 USD off. Like, it would take me another 2 hours to explain to you why you need to hop on that. That's crazy. For anybody that's interested, especially if you're in the States, Gotham Knights is 80% off on PC. I think I saw that on Steam. Gotham Knights is $11.99. You go ahead and give that a shot. Give that a whirl if you want to.
We're not gonna talk about the lawsuit.
Oh, you wanted to? I mean, I didn't cover it. I mean, we could cover it real quick. I didn't cover it because I didn't talk about the Xbox gamer lawsuit, and I'm me personally, but we could definitely talk about it. I personally don't put too much into them gamer lawsuits ever since the gamer lawsuit against EA on Mass Effect 3. I just think that was a little over the top in my opinion. But these gamer lawsuits, I don't give much bearing to unless they win. But
just read what the lawsuit is. Did you read it?
No, I saw it and I was like, I mean, I know it got something to do with the store.
Read it, please.
Let me see.
Read it live.
Read it live, please. Let me see if I can find something.
You're gonna think they're absolute idiots, yeah?
PlayStation gamer
Like,
lawsuit.
that is the most ridiculous lawsuit I ever saw.
Let's see here. I saw something interesting. Gamer lawsuit. Let me see. Who was that? Paul Tassi. Paul Tassi had. I skimmed over it.
No, actually, read what the fuck the lawsuit is. You're gonna laugh your ass off.
So let me put this up here. He does go into what the lawsuit is, but I didn't like. It says right here, $7.9 billion lawsuit against Sony for PlayStation Oh, come on with these freaking ads. Like, come on, dude. What are we doing here? It doesn't make sense. Jesus Christ, man. Is it that serious? All these freaking ads. He says, while it makes for a flashy headline, I'm left scratching my head attempting to figure out why a very pricey lawsuit against Sony for PlayStation is actually trying to prove. He said, last year Sony was sued on behalf of 9 million people in the UK who bought games in the PlayStation Store. A consumer advocate named Alex Neil has brought against the cast against Sony, which amounts to 7.9 billion. Those customers are reportedly owed. The claim echoes something we've recently heard from Epic in its fight against Apple and Google's app stores, which takes a 30% cut and does not allow other storefronts on their platform. Here, close to the same thing is being said. Sony takes a 30% cut, which is charged to developers and publishers, with the claim that customers have paid higher prices as a result. Sony, for its part, has said that the lawsuit is flawed from start to finish, but the new development is that the case is not being thrown out and Sony must indeed face the lawsuit. So I guess that's the crux of the lawsuit, is that Sony is taking a 30% cut, therefore game prices are going up. But game
understand what they want from Sony.
Game prices are going. People, what it sounds like is a bunch of crybabies mad that games are $70 now, and they're blaming PlayStation for taking 30%. And what Sony?
Yeah. And what does that mean?
And I think, and here's another thing. Sony has limited their sales of games directly, the digital sales of games in certain places. So they think that because Sony has limited those sales in other places, they should take a less of a cut. That's stupid. Okay, so
they literally want Sony to be out of business. That's what they want. So they're saying every single third-party publisher, yeah, all of a sudden can just release their games on PlayStation Store without any cut paid to PlayStation. Huh?
They're trying to blame it for the $70 price tag. Now, here's the fact of the matter.
What the fuck do they want? They want the games to cost only $30, and Sony gets 5 cents or what from that?
Games are more expensive because, and when we talk about $70, like every game isn't $70. And Seven, I would love your input on this too.
Oh my god!
AAA games are $70, right? Or games that are supposed to be AAA games are $70.
Yes.
Except for Redfall. Okay, so that price is there because AAA games are more expensive to make. Like over the last 10, 15 years, AAA games have cost more and more and more. We've gone to where a game like Dead Space 3 went from, 50 million, I think? Not Dead Space 3, Dead Space. The original Dead Space was 50 million to make and market, to now games costing 500 million to make and market. It's being rumored that GTA 6 is what? $1 billion just to make. We're not even talking about marketing yet. So games over the last 10, 15 years have gone up severely in order to make and market. The tool sets that are out there to make these games, they don't make development easier. They just make the things that you can do they give you more capabilities, but they don't make it easier. The turn of that is supposed to be Unreal Engine 5. Unreal Engine 5 is the first development tool set that's supposed to lighten the workload and give you more capabilities of gaming. We'll see how that works out. But
well, now all it does is give us games that barely run on console.
That can't perform on the platforms that they're provided on. It's very hard, they're very the fact of the matter is, it's more development of games costs more. AAA games cost more. More people have to develop these games to utilize these technologies. Games are going up. If games don't go up in price, then you have the thing that me and Coldblood was talking about earlier on the channel a couple of days ago, where what is it? They bring back, you pay $10, if you got a used version of the game. They do all types of crazy shit in order to compensate in price. So a $10 price hike for AAA games just made sense. That's not because PlayStation limits where you can buy their digital games. That was across the board. You have the CEO of Take-Two say that he wants to start charging MFers per hour. That has nothing to do with Sony. He would like to charge people per hour. The lawsuit is stupid, and I guess in the CMA, the interesting thing, Coldblood and N7, is that the CMA approved this. I think they did that to make themselves look balanced because of their opposition to the APK deal. Like, this lawsuit is a joke to me. That's just my opinion. N7, what are your thoughts on that lawsuit based upon those facts?
To be honest, I was not listening to your
that's not
lawsuit, so unfortunately,
the lawsuit
sort of like there was a lot of words and all that. I was just sort of zoned out. I'm gonna be honest.
The lawsuit is based upon PlayStation limiting where you can buy their digital games. Like, you can't go and buy their digital games in stores anymore. Like, you can only buy their digital games via the PlayStation Store, right?
Okay.
So a group of game. Go ahead.
But so you can digital only, you said?
Yeah, they're digital only games. They've stopped, like, you can't go to a GameStop anymore and buy their digital only. You can only buy them at a store. Like, you can get.
I see.
Because they wanted to stop all the damn key sellers.
Yeah.
That's what they did. And I mean, what, you're mad at that? That they want the full price for it?
Well, you can be mad, but there's nothing you can do
you can
unless.
Be mad. Sure, you can be mad, but you look stupid if you're gonna say that is against the law or something. It's not.
Unless you and see, this is just a roundabout way to try to fight that back, is to try to include it in the overall reason why games are going up in price. That's not true. Games are going up in price because publishers are like, we want more money for our games. And this is the new, Dorgon has some interesting points. He says, we're not paying $70 in UK though. Most games are 80 or more on the PlayStation Store. That's 120 USD. That's part of the issue. The other part is the digital monopoly. So let me ask Dorgon, how much are the Xbox games though? Like, are the Xbox AAA games around? I mean, I don't. And that's an honest question. They're the same. Okay.
Of course. It's in Germany. It's the same. We pay 80 euros for our games, full price. That is more in the pound, like 92 or something. So I pay actually more than Dorgon does.
Oh, okay.
Do I complain about it? Not really, because I know the fucking economy is just fucked.
Yeah.
Everywhere. It's yes, okay. You can say gaming becoming more and more of a luxury, sure. But you gotta understand that the one that is publishing it or the store owner, he has to make some money too from that. And if the store owner doesn't make money from it, he's gonna close shop.
Yeah.
And if your pounds in that case are worth less, then you gotta pay more. That's all it is. It's the same with the damn euro.
Yeah, I think the euro. I wanted to double check because I think the euro versus dollar conversion the gap has shrunk. So right now, games in euros are like 87.58 in USD. I mean, that's still a lot. I mean, that's still a significant price gap between $70.
It is.
But yeah, it didn't. And you're also seeing stuff like even Steam, like we're talking about in places like Argentina and Turkey. People are seeing a 4,300% increase in the price of games. You know what I mean? On Steam because they're
that is just ridiculous. Yeah, I mean we all know what they do to Argentina and Brazil and everything. That is just that has something to do with the damn economy over there.
Yeah.
They don't make those prices just because.
Yeah.
You know?
He says it wasn't a problem until they released a digital-only console, though. At that point, there is no other way to buy, no competition.
But that was your own decision to not get a physical console.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, Doragon, but you gotta know what you're buying, man.
Yeah, I
got the physical because I know sometimes the physical games are on sale much sooner than they are in the PlayStation Store.
Yeah, I mean, I would love for games to be cheaper. My personal opinion is I would love for games to be cheaper because that increases access to them. But I'm in agreement that the economy sucks. It's region to region, and
it's completely fucked.
Yeah.
Almost around the world.
Yeah, and like I think if we were dealing in even if we were dealing in an only digital society where physical didn't really exist, I would still think that's their own game distribution. Like if you look at Epic Game Store,
Moss, like how can they also have a case that gamers are owed anything? They looked at the price and said, "Hey, I buy it."
Yeah. Like I think Epic Game
Store.
That's
the same as signing a paper. It's the same shit. It's an agreement. I give you money, you give me a product, however much it costs. Yeah. And afterwards, you want to complain about it all of a sudden? Huh? That's what I don't get.
Yeah, Epic Game Store, like they don't have their keys available out in other digital distribution places. I don't think they do. Yeah, they don't. From last time I checked, like every time I've looked for a game that was exclusive on the Epic Game Store, I could never find a cheaper alternative.
Wait. Can I address this with the Doragon? If I have to think for myself, I mean, not just for myself, but other people. No, that is not how it works. In gaming, you gotta think about yourself. It's a selfish hobby, dude. You don't think about other people when you buy a game. You think about yourself, about your own pockets. The same with a GPU that I got. I think about myself, how I want it to be used more. I don't care about other people. Why should I? That is not how it works, man.
I think when it comes to what's best for your pocket, there's going to be pros and cons. I think this case.
That's exactly how I was thinking when I got a physical edition.
Yeah. I think that's what eliminates all plausibility. In my opinion, I don't see the plausibility in the lawsuit. I get where there's the cons of it, to where it's like, oh man, you know, if this was an option, I can get a cheaper price. But I think you getting a discless console for PlayStation, you know, when there is a disc console available, I think there goes your options for being in a cheaper market. It's just a one-time additional fee of $50 or whatever, you know what I mean? And then you can always get cheaper options. You know what I mean?
No, those guys that got the digital, they opted out for $100 less to get physical games.
Mm-hmm.
That's all it is. Why do you complain now that you tethered yourself to the PlayStation Store and nothing else? I don't get that.
Here's one more thing to take into consideration, Dorgon, too, is that you may not be able to buy the game. This is where I think they lose plausibility in the lawsuit, not just because of the PlayStation physical versus digital availability, but what you can do, they may have made it harder for you to directly buy the game at a discount, but you can buy PlayStation points at discounts. Like, you can get them at discounts all the time. Like, that's how I got Forspoken. Like, and Cold Blood, remember, I did it live on the show, where you could get, like, let's just say $100 worth of PlayStation points. There was a code out there on one of the digital distribution stores where you can get $100 worth 70 for 70.
Got a lot of them for cheap.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you can. So that's a 30% discount.
You can finesse the system a little bit. Yeah. There's options out there. It's just, you can't buy it directly. So I think because of the game's not. No.
Yeah, you
sorry
can't buy
to interrupt, but I need to bounce.
Oh, sorry about that. No, that's sorry, brother. Hey, thank you for joining. Thank you for your insight. Yeah, we're about to wrap up anyway. I think this is we're having Dorgon.
I'll catch you guys later.
All right, brother.
Bye.
We're having Dorgon and Cold Blood. See, we need this to happen live, Dorgon. You got to join the panel.
No. I wanna know what is Dorgon's suggestion. If he is that much for all the people, I want to hear his suggestion then.
I think what Dorgon is suggesting is, and I get it, Dorgon is suggesting just PlayStation allow their games to be like how they did before they shut off access digitally. Just allow them to be accessible in different places. And I think that PlayStation allowing a physical option along with them discounting their points, I think is a better, I think negates this issue. Like, you can find, like, I can go on what do you call it? Jesus Christ. I can go on King Hewitt, not King, is it King, or GTA right now and find some discounted PlayStation points. Because what I do is I'll go on GTA, I'll use the GTA 15% off code, and I'll get PlayStation points at 15% off, and then use those points to buy my game. He says, Dorgon says, because caring about others, especially on a financial situation, everyone can benefit, especially yourself. Care about others to care about yourself. I care about people knowing the options that they have available to them. But where I kind of, and I don't think there's nothing wrong with it, Dorgon. I just look at it differently. I care about people knowing about the options available. Where I draw the line when it comes to things like tech and accessibility is I draw the line at all options being accessible to everybody. Because there has to be, like, it's kind of like what Cold Blood said earlier. Sacrifice, if you want technology to get better, then there has to be sacrifices has to be made. Like technology can't grow if people who can barely rub two nickels together can access the latest and greatest tech all the time. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like there has to be I want them to be able to have access to that eventually, but they probably can't be the first people through the door when it comes to every product and service. So I do care about people knowing what they're getting and them making the most sound decision, but there's still the decision part, and you can't access everything all the time, no matter what you have as resources. So that, you know, I do care about that, but I'm not like, I got to make choices. Like, okay, I'd love to have a Lamborghini. And I don't want to seem like I'm making a straw man's argument. I would love to have, you know, I would love to have access to certain things, but I got to understand that certain things on a certain echelon to where I may not be able to reach it as easily. But as long as I know what's available to me and I know about my options.
If I just look at the pound, yeah, how much weaker it is than a euro at this point.
Yeah,
it's no wonder to me that they have to pay £80 for games.
Oh, he's looking. No. You know what I did? What I did. I'm sorry. I'm glad you guys pointed it out. I compared the euros to USD. Hold on, let me do pounds.
Yeah, do that to USD.
Oh shoot, yeah, it's $100 USD, which is, I get it. It's high. It is high. That sucks. Yeah, the pound. Yeah, pounds. Yeah. My thing is that there are options available. You just have to get you just have to get points. So PlayStation
and now Doragon's point is gonna be mute anyway with the physical and digital, because they made it so you can upgrade it to a physical console anyway.
Yeah, that is true.
That talking point is gone too then.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, of course, the first guys that got a digital, they got fucked, I guess, if they really wanted to play physical games all of a sudden. But man, bad choices, bad life choices. I'm sorry. That's all I can say about it.
I would say, to combat that issue, PlayStation may have cut off some options, but all options are not gone. It's just that instead of you being able to get a discount on the games directly, you get discount on points. So, all right, hold on 1 second. Hold on. And you can continue to talk cold blood while I take this call.
Jonathan says, I think it's a difference in something being necessary versus optional. Gaming is optional, and if you choose that platform, that's on you. I get it if you didn't know diskless was marketed as physical. I don't get it. Did they actually market the diskless as a physical?
Say that again.
Read Jonathan's comment.
He says, I think it's a difference in something being necessary versus optional. Gaming is optional, and if you choose the platform, that's on you. I get it if you don't know diskless was marketed as... I get it if you didn't know that diskless was marketed as physical.
Yeah, I don't get this one.
Yeah, I'm not sure. He says, like,
I mean, they literally marketed it as the digital edition and the normal PlayStation 5.
Mm-hmm.
It's in the name. It's digital. What do you need more? The digital don't mean digital disc. Nah, that's not what it means.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's I get the I get the conversation from all sides. I just think that to
Now, what Doragon is trying to say is Sony should just have no revenue whatsoever, so he can pay less.
well, I mean,
that is what he's trying to say right now.
no, I think I mean, Sony would still get revenue, but they're trying to maximize the revenue, and they said, look, unlike others, if you want to buy our stuff, you got to buy it from our store. I don't think, I mean, when you look at Epic Game Store and you look at other places, I don't think that's a problem. I also don't think it's a problem because of physical. And I also don't think it's a problem because you can get discounts on games. I did it with Forspoken. I said, I want Forspoken, at a discount, and, you can go to any code store and get PlayStation points at a discount. And you just
what Doragon also didn't bring up is that Sony still makes sales, a lot of them on the PlayStation Store, and sometimes they're much better than the damn physical ones. Much better.
Yeah, I think, but I think what he's saying is that more options with more sales is more consumer friendly, and I don't disagree with that. I just don't think
I don't disagree with that neither.
I just don't think that PlayStation. I don't think that
it's gonna make less money in the end. That's what Sony saw when they had those full game keys. Yeah, these shits were going for like $30.
And
I think launch.
I think in addition to that, though, that user friendly more user friendly isn't always a necessity. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think you draw the line at, okay, we're selling the same games that have pretty much the same capabilities elsewhere, but we're selling it at a higher price. They're not. They're the same retail across the board, for one. I think that alone negates the what's it called? If they want to control the sales in their digital stores, yes, that's user friendly, but I don't think that's lawsuit worthy. But in addition to that, there are cheaper options to where you can go to other stores. You can get physical. You just got to get the physical version. Or now you can buy the physical hard drive. And two, you ain't even got to buy a physical hard drive. You ain't got to get a physical version, because you can go to these same stores that used to sell you the cheaper versions directly and just get cheaper points. So I think the lawsuit won't go for. I get the concern, but what I'm curious is why the CMA let this go through. Like, why they even let this lawsuit go through. Like, my thing is that, and I don't think there's a balance here, because the CMA said this lawsuit can go through, but at the same time, they're okay with Xbox having ABK, but Doragon pointed it out himself, which I know Doragon is like, he's balanced when it comes to this stuff. He doesn't just jump on PlayStation. He jumped on Xbox when they did this. But Doragon pointed this out himself, that as soon as it seemed like that these deals were going to go through, as soon as the GFN deal went through, Xbox had these high-ass prices for their Xbox games on GFN, where you could get them cheaper elsewhere. You know what I mean? So this is Doragon is being standard across the board with this. So that's why I said I understand where he's coming from. I just look at it differently. And I'm surprised that the CMA approved that, because now look what's going on. Now that the deal has been approved by them and the purchase went through, they started raising the price of shit everywhere. So I'm more confused at the CMA's decision about this. That's what confuses me. So he says, no, I was saying I get if the system was marketed that it comes with games, he means physical games. Oh, okay. That's what he was saying, Cold Blood.
It literally says digital code included.
And that's what Sean is saying too. He's saying if the game system was marketed that way, he would understand, but it wasn't. So he's agreeing with you. That's what he's saying. So yeah. No. And again, great conversation. Maybe one we can have later. I get where Dorgon's coming from. I don't think he's.
Everybody gotta come in. Yeah, the Dorgon, Jonathan, Lofi, N7, everybody come in.
Everybody coming. What is this 300 now, Cold Blood? No, we're gonna get Dorgon, and like I said, if Rudix can come on too, I think it's worth a great discussion. You know what I mean? So, all right, I got to close shop because that was my wife on the phone asking me if I did my chores for the day, and I didn't, so I gotta get the hell off. All right, with that said, thank y'all for coming through another fire episode of In a Row Podcast. Thank you, Cold Blood. Cold Blood, let the people know where they can find you at.
On Twitter, Cold Blood Sensei, or on PSN, also Cold Blood minus Sensei. Yeah, that's about it. I'm nowhere else, really.
Right,
for now.
Yeah, we're gonna get him.
I might stream here.
He needs to start streaming some shit on here. He needs to put his money where his mouth is. No. We're gonna get there. We're gonna get there with my brother. With that said, you catch me MM2K Gaming on YouTube. You can catch me here on Geix. You can catch me on Twitch over at Hard Knock Digital Culture, or just simply go to hndc.live for that content. And you can catch me on Jesus Christ, Cloud Dosage. You catch me there too. All right. Well, that's it. We're out of here, man. I got chores to do. Till next time, have a wonderful gaming day. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Jonathan, Ron Slusher, Dorgon lighting it up in the chat. Thank you very much. And hopefully we can get Dorgon and or Rudigs on here. We get more people on here. Definitely check out the Geeks Discord where we can live it up. Till next time, and we're giving out Xbox codes. So join us there. All right, peace.